Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you're all doing well today. On this Thursday, I remembered what day it was today. Pleased by that, I guess. It's a sign that we're on the right track. But yeah, I am getting a feeling that we are at the end of Citizen Sleeper 2 for the most part. So I have a suspicion that we may be moving on to another game later today. And the game that I'm planning on doing is Back to the Dawn. Sorry, give me 1 second. This is what okay. So. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Last time we managed to break into the basement of Darkside, get our friend Overseer slotted back into the system. Overseer took over most of the solar panel thing, then using a focused beam of light, blasted Lane apart and pulled him out of my head, I believe killing him very much. Now we are waiting to potentially reboot ourselves and finish the process. After that, the game detained me for 20 minutes as everybody was wrapping things up. But in addition to all of this, we're looking into what happened at Hexport with Cadet, who has been with us, but not really particularly relevant the whole time. And that is where we are at. I think it's just best to go. Let's get on into it here. I am going to pour myself my coffee, and let's see where we're going. We have the Darkside Exchange that we have access to now. Massive fuel tanks feed the huge demand for propellant on Darkside. The system here is efficient, but it isn't the cheapest you'll find in the belt. The Exchange is used to supplying crews with the best. They source from all over Darkside, and few other stations can compete with the variety. And that's our store if we need it. The Utsubo Safe House. Some stuff's going on in Flicker Row. The reboot prep. Bliss is preparing the software to finish your reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt your frame's rapid decay. Flint was going to be rebooting with us as well, which would hopefully free him from his dependency on stabilizer. For us, it prevents our brain from continuing to rot its way out of our head. Over here at HabPep Junie's studies, Junie has gone straight to the HabPep core and asked not to be disturbed. What is she doing down there? The scrapper market? The scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash from valuable scrap. We can buy scrap components. They're bundled up in nets, most of them corroded beyond use, but with a careful eye, some good ones can be picked out. The scrappers will process your scrap in bulk, pay you for the offcuts, and return the processed plates. It's not a bad deal. I think we'll do that, might as well. I don't think raw scrap has any significance to us. Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura on Darkside, or at least so Seraphin claims. Utsubo collapsed while you were recovering, but its members and enforcers are still on Darkside. Ankita and those working with her have gathered and packed a lot of Utsubo materials, but they need moving out. The safe house stretches deep into the block and beyond. Utsubo had many secrets, and this is the time to reveal them. Yeah, let's work on cleaning some house. Well, wait, hang on. What was the deal with Cadet? We actually have to fly out to Hexport to deal with Cadet's thing. Let's fill our supplies and then do that, actually. No, let's work on cleaning them out until Junie is ready, because we want Junie, because we don't have an interfacer otherwise. I want you guys back on finding supplies. Oop. That's the one. Where are our other drives? Welcome in, Pegasus Batspetter. We haven't done a ton as of yet. I've just been mostly taking stock of what we have access to right now. The main things that we have are figuring out what Cadet was doing in Hexport, whatever Junie is doing in the basement, and then we are clearing out at Utsubo and letting Bliss get ready to finish our reboot process. But in the interim, we're waiting for Junie to be finished with the job that she's doing, and we are helping clear out Utsubo gang members that are lingering around in the interim. There are tunnels below the safe house that stretch across Darkside. Utsubo grew into this place like a parasite. The cavernous safe house holds a huge amount of material, but box by box it comes into the light. Ooh, unlucky. A new location discovered. Excuse me? Where? Or was that just an old notification that didn't clear? Whatever. Oh, I gotta feed the stray. I forgot. Junie needs one more day to finish her shit. That's fine. Ooh, unlucky. Let's get some food. Kenta's method for frying crisp and fluffy tempura in 0G is remarkable. Many have tried to replicate it and failed. You know, I never thought about the effects that 0G would have on cooking. That would be challenging. I understand why everything's in little packets. You watch as the last stack of crates is guided up and out of the cavernous Utsubo safe house. You doubt it will be long before this space is filled. Darkside will not tolerate a vacuum for long. This city takes every opportunity, its inhabitants built in every crack and crevice. As Utsubo's spaces are cleared, they will be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets, and housing. But the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once held on this place, even if the city does not. Come to gloat! The voice takes you by surprise, and you turn to see Orin floating in the shadows, arms folded. He drifts forward into the pool of yellow light. You overthrew a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat, and you are unsure how to read his statement. It wasn't just me, many people did this.
I suppose.
Orin eyes you.
But from what I heard, you burnt those pale eyes out of his skull.
He smiles a thin smile.
I imagine it was quite the sight.
I think I saw that they made a cup for space, something that you can drink from in Zero-G. That's interesting. I should look into that. I know that a lot of the sci-fi stuff either uses pouches like Capri Suns or bulbs, like just orbs. I think that's... Is that an Expanse thing? I don't remember. But I like orb-based drink systems. It's an interesting idea, though. It's something that I've never really had to consider. I know I've thought about it before, but like, I don't know. It frames it in a different light when I'm thinking about it now in the context of all of this. You don't recall the moment of Lane's death. In fact, the abstract nature of that moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you, a screech of white noise bathed in white light. Orin is still watching you.
He almost would have respected you for actually doing it.
Orin inspects his knuckles.
If he could have respected a creature like you.
I'm just gonna stare him down. Orin watches you for a response, but looks away when it is clear that you aren't going to be provoked.
I came here to clear out the old disease, just like you.
Orin gestures to the space.
Utsubo had to go, and I came here to be part of the process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid.
Orin folds his arms.
This is our home, whether you like it or not. I didn't like Lane. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkseid for the opportunity that it was and woke Utsubo from its slumber. He turned a gang into an administration, and a city into a machine. It was too erratic for my taste, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So what'll happen now? Orin meets your eye. You've created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for all that, at least?
The people will decide.
Oh, will they? Orin chuckles. I can see that you don't know the first thing about Darkseid and its people. The people decided on Utsubo. You changed that. Now you want them to pick something else? They're opportunists, all of them. They'll choose for their own benefit only. In the end, I should thank you. The city was done with Lane.
Orin gives you a nod.
And I'll be honest enough to admit that you did what I didn't. But never forget that you're an outsider here. And Darkseid hates outsiders.
Before you can respond, Orin kicks off and glides up towards the upper levels of the safe house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you do not put weight to his words, they still sting. Perhaps, you think, there is something to them. Who are you to decide the future of the city when your own future is falling apart each cycle? Is your decline a spiral that can trap others in its wake, or a necessary transition? The crisis before a new shape emerges. You hug your arms close to your side, suddenly cold in the stripped bare safe house, and ascend once more. Man, fuck off.
They can endure up. Let's be good at enduring.
We have been so far, for fuck's sake. Okay. Let's wait to get Junie back. I guess let's do some scrapping in the interim. Unlucky. Shifts are paid by scrap weight, and at the end of this one you have little to show for your efforts apart from a feeling of total exhaustion. You strike it lucky by finding some valuable components encased in a hull plate. The result is a bigger payout for far less effort. Junie knocks gently on the frame of the berth's doorway.
Sleeper, can I show you something?
There is an excitement in her eyes that makes it impossible to say no. Junie talks most of the way down into the HabPep facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issues with extracting it.
When the HabPep was first expanded, when it became Darkside after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture.
She guides you through the substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages.
They parasited their tech directly into the existing systems, so now, thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally enmeshed, dependent on each other.
Junie takes a series of sudden turns, and you realize this is a very familiar route to her now.
Messing with the Solheim networks means messing with the systems that keep the city going.
She leads you down a long corridor, one you recognize as leading directly to the core. Let her explain.
This meshing is not a good thing.
She shakes her head.
It makes Darkside brittle, fragile even. This place is more on a knife's edge than anyone would believe.
You look around. Certainly the underside you are now traveling through looks cycles away from collapse.
But all the data we've been extracting that I've been archiving,
Junie continues,
it could help us here. It could help us clean up this HabPep systems. And we could turn this place into an archive so that others could come to learn more about the ruins Solheim left us.
What's in all this data?
Anything you can imagine. Everything from corporate message records to blueprints and maps.
She shakes her head.
It's too much for me to process or understand. But thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan. And something that will help me.
You arrive at the doors to the mainframe and Junie suddenly stops.
I spoke to Bliss. They told me...
She pauses.
I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now.
Don't worry. Junie smiles weakly.
I'll do my best.
Junie hits a button and the doors hiss open. You both glide into the mainframe, its columns studded with the blinking lights of active traffic.
I got the idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer.
Junie glides over to the mainframe. You look at the mainframe and you see now that it is surrounded by new terminals and wiring. Some kind of external access network Junie has set up.
I've had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this going, but now we have safe access into the network. It's low risk.
She moves over to one of the terminals.
It's not quite finished, though.
You recall the last time you were here. Lane, Overseer, the spear of white light, and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they are anywhere at all. You remember how it felt being dissolved into the network, the vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Something flickers through the lights, a shimmer of movement like a fish beneath the water.
Sleeper?
Junie breaks your train of thought.
Are you listening? I was saying I need more data to finish preparing.
She shrugs.
I know. We've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of it that's usable among the bit rot and corruption.
Where from?
Helian's Gate is the best place to get data. Apart from here, it's the biggest pre-collapse facility in the belt, and its hostile conditions mean a lot of it's untouched. If it's too much before your reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we've managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks. We pulled it from the dark. Let's expose it to the light.
Junie turns back to face you.
Well, this is what I wanted to show you.
She looks away. It's very impressive.
It will be when it's finished.
She smiles.
Thank you.
Junie turns back to the terminal, and before long she is fully engrossed. You imagine she barely even remembers you are here. You leave Junie to her preparations and start your ascent to the streets of Darkside, thoughts of Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. Yeah, I'll go to Helian's Gate. Sounds good. Buy some fuel. I think we can do Helian's Gate. We can pop over... Maybe we should do Cadet's job first and then go to Helian Gate. Yeah, let's try that. Cadet and Junie. You feel it the moment you wake. A flicker at the edge of your perception, a sensation beyond your body. A blinking, a tugging, and then numbness as something shuts off within you. The panic is instant, the feeling of something not being right within you spiking your fear. But no pain comes. You see no further shifts, and as time stretches out, you settle again. You calm yourself. You know immediately that this is what Bliss was referring to, your frame's decline, the one the reboot should reverse. You flex a little, feel your body, try to ground yourself in it. It will not collapse this cycle, but something has changed. This is how it will be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You tried not to let your thoughts wander to darker things, and fix your eyes on the task ahead. The belt drifts past the window, following a flow of its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it is drifting away, getting further from Helion's star, that one day it will drift out of the system altogether into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that. Somehow knowing that entropy is the way of the universe makes your own decline palatable, at least for a little longer. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent. Now staring out at what is left of what was once a thriving station, you feel empty. The full extent of the damage is... Fuck off, dude. And bang. Fuck out of here. Great. Okay. Apologies for the distraction. We love a spam bot. As the rig grew... I think I read this, but I'm going to do it again because the spam bot distracted me. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent. Now, staring out at what is left of what was once a thriving station, you feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim. Seraphin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like we were here that long ago. He sighs. And now this is what's left. You look at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn open to the void. It is a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are to shifting the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this. Seraphin turns to you. Let's be quick about it. We need to know what happened. Seraphin nods. Looking at this place, I'm not sure that's going to be possible. You look out at the gutted station. It's hard to know where you might start amongst all that debris. You head to the airlock to suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. Cadet nods. If there are answers here to be found, we'll find them. What a waste. Junie is getting ready to go out with you. The belt only has a few stations left like this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphin said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suit should keep most of it off of us, but we can't take long out there. The stress on the suits in the rig? She sighs. We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Cadet grabs a helmet. Not a moment more. You get ready, too, your mind filled with memories of Hexport. You hope that they will help you navigate this shattered ruin, but looking at what's left, you doubt it. Ooh, boy. That is... limited. Okay, Cadet and Junie, though, are kicking ass here. That's great. Most of Hexport has been ripped apart. Exploring it will be dangerous work, but how else to discover what happened? Parts of the shattered station's network are active, driven by the fractured solar cells. Perhaps they hold some clues. Why does Junie have a negative on this? Oh, she doesn't. Oh, Junie's green this time. Cadet's blue. That's why I got very confused. Okay. Understanding what happened on Hexport means searching through the ruined station and piecing together the story. It seems like the station was ripped apart by multiple explosions. How is this possible? You find most network nodes have a final bit of traffic, a strange broadcast. What is this? There's something hissing on the open comm channel. What is that? You hear that, Sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris just outside the ruined exchange. The slog so far has been thankless. A grim slog. The search so far has been thankless. A grim slog through endless debris. You are glad of the break. You stop, floating in the dark, and listen. There is a hissing on the open comm channel, a hissing you've grown used to. Now that you listen to it again, though, you notice something else in the noise. There is something different to it now, a texture, a modulation of tone. Is that a voice? Cadet cuts in. Someone is speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of her suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there, though it is quiet and distant. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that is slowly dying in this wasteland. You see Cadet moving around, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the direction of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. Are we sure it's worth checking out? I'm not. Seraphine's voice cuts in over the comms. We can't go chasing ghosts, not with so little time left. The rig can't sit out here getting cooked by radiation, and neither can you. Seraphine's voice distorts and shifts. You should move on to the epicenter where Factory Row used to be. That's where it all went down. Cadet looks at you, and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there, calling out to you. You look over towards the remains of Factory Row, the epicenter, as Seraphine called it. It is now a cloud of debris and fragments of bays, a shadow of what it once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. Howdy, Annie Danny. Welcome on in.
Cadet? Eesh.
I think... I don't know what we should search. My dice are better out here. But I want to follow Cadet's line, because Cadet was the one... You know, I'm going to follow Cadet's line. Cadet was the one who wants to do this. She's why we're here. The broadcast definitely came from within the docks. The search area gets narrower each scan. The voice on the broadcast must be a survivor. The signal came from the docks, so the search starts here. The ghostly broadcast came from the docks. Is someone hiding out here? God damn it, Cadet, come on. Okay. The docks are strewn with abandoned cargo and freight. It seems crews left in a hurry. There are no ships docked to the station. They all left. That means they were warned. Oh, we're so close. Okay, that's fine. We actually might be able to do both of these. Ugh, not great rolls, but... okay. I'm gonna see if I can just throw Junie's 1 away here to get something. Nope. So I'll throw her 5 away. Junie is, I think, worthless at the other one. That hissing on the open comm channel again. Could this survivor be close? Urgent. The broadcast echoes through your comms. Retrieval request. Conway network agents, please respond. You float beside Cadet, the two of you shocked to silence by the sight in front of you. Both of you have traced the ghost signal deep into the docks, all the time wondering if it might be the voice of a survivor, but you had not prepared yourself for this. In the corner of the docks there is a nest of machines, a gathering of drones and motorized sleds, crane systems and docking clamps. A nest for the drone mind. Stop it, please. The voice shimmers with distortion, relayed on the same carrier signal as the ghost broadcast. We wish to be recovered. You don't know the mechanics of what you are looking at, but you understand it. The drone mind fled here, but how? You exchange a look with Cadet, and she seems unsure of what to do. You switch your comm channel to the broadcast signal. We won't hurt you. Recovery request. The drone mind's voice trembles with glitches. Confirm Conway Extraction's role and identity. You wonder what this mind knows. Is it just an interface designed to speak between humans and drones with the recognizable cadence of intelligent speech? Or is it a thinking machine? You hear a click as Cadet switches to a private channel. This thing is a weapon. Her voice is flat, unemotional. We should be careful of what we say here. Confirm Conway Extraction's role and identity. The drone mind intones. Please. We aren't Conway. There is a pause. You see Cadet tense. Please retreat. The nest shudders. Please retreat. Leave us here. Look. Cadet hisses through the private channel. It's hardwired to the station. Hello, hello, welcome in, Bridge. I don't mind shouting here and there. Kick in the door. Mom, holy fuck. You look at where she is nodding and see a single thick power cable snaking from an industrial wall outlet. The nest is clustered around the other end, huddling close to the fading power supply of the station like it's the dying embers of a fire. Urgent. The broadcast starts again. Retrieval required. Conway network agents, please respond. Cadet moves forward a little. I order you to deliver a report on your current status. This is a direct report from Conway Control. She turns back to you and shrugs. It's worth a shot. Confirmation impossible. Connection severed. The nest fades, then flickers back to life. Temporary bypass activated. Cognitive function minimal. Power supply minimal. Hardware suboptimal configuration. No drone units connected. I am alone. The shift between communication registers between formal and human is unsettling. Code center compromised. Data extracted by a third party. Self-destruct disabled. Purge protocol disabled. Parts of the nest fall away. The power draining faster as the drone mind attempts to draw more from the station. Caps lock was still on from whatever you're doing last night. Yeah, I get that. I just fat finger it constantly. Please, the drone mind asks nonsensically. Please stop. Did you destroy the station? Cadet moves close now, bearing down on the nest. It is little more than a pile of broken machines cowering in a corner as the power fades. Self-destruct attempted, process failed. Hardware purge attempted, process failed. Self-preservation protocol activated, propagated through the station network, station failed. Central failure imminent. Please stop. The machine in the nest begins to go dark. Please stop, please stop. Cadet turns back to face you. It didn't do this. She sighs. It tried though. Tried to destroy itself and take the station with it. She turns back to look at the failing mind hiding in machines it was not built to inhabit.
It escaped into the network and ended up here. It's just a machine. And now it's dead. Cadet reaches over and rips the power cable from the wall, leaving it floating. The nest shuts off, the broadcast channel going silent. The bay goes dark. What was left of the drone mind, whatever protocol or data escaped into these machines and their network, it is gone now. There is no hardware left to hold it. Come on. Cadet glides out of the room, leaving you among the dead machines. Well, bummer. Among the debris, there are dark black shards easily recognizable as pieces of Conway drone hull. Though Factory Row was destroyed, the explosion doesn't seem to have been from the inside out. The debris here is only from Hexport. No other ships were caught in the blast. Running out of time. Okay, some good rolls, good rolls. Okay. The debris tells the story of Hexport's demise. You only need to know how to listen. You float in the pieces of what was once Factory Row. There is little way to see what these pieces once were, scattered and scorched as they are. You cannot assemble them back into that place in your mind, and the longer you have searched here, the more that this broken place has weakened your memory of when it was whole. But you have managed to put something together here, part of the story of Hexport's final moments. That story is told in the blast marks on the interior plates, the pattern of debris, the materials and makeup of this station's remains. Beyond that, one other thing is remarkable. There aren't any bodies. It seems that Hexport had some warning. The lack of docked ships, the lack of mass casualties, though the explosion surely killed many. It all suggests a station that had time to react, to at least evacuate in part. And then there's the blast. An explosion that the evidence points to as coming from the outside of the station. It is hard to tell as so much secondary damage was caused by debris and shrapnel, but the pattern is there if you look. Something catches your eye, and you look over to see Cadet, arriving alongside you, studying the same debris as you. The pieces come together. A moment of warning, an evacuation, then an external attack. The first causes the second. You know the drone mind was here, being scraped for code and data, screaming for it to stop. And then something happened, something that its captors could not control. There was a crisis, rapid, panicked, and then Hexport was erased for their crimes. It was a cover-up, wasn't it? Cadet has been watching you think through the evidence, and you see the flash of recognition in her eyes. They wanted to hide what had happened here, what they were doing. It had to be Senate-Stat. Who else would sacrifice a station to remain hidden? You can see the anger in her eyes. This is why Hexport was destroyed. The drone mind got out, entered the network. Who knows what it might have done? Could it have taken apart the station itself, overloading every system, opening every airlock? Was its drive towards self-destruction that strong? Someone didn't wait to find out. Its escape sealed the station's fate. In the end, there is only one conclusion. Those who brought the drone mine to Hexport, who dug into its code and systems while it was alive, they ended the station. The logic is cruel and cold, the kind that the vacuum of the Helian systems allows. You find no comfort in knowing the truth. Yep. You're right, I don't.
I find no comfort in knowing the truth. There is not much to celebrate on your return from the remains of Hexport, but you are glad to be back here all the same. There is something surprising in that Darkside as a haven, not a prison. The slowly occurring idea of this overgrown city as a home. As you have seen in Hexport, stability cannot be taken for granted, not anywhere in the belt. But Darkside has a solidity and life that feels like it might endure. Cadet catches up with you. We need to talk. She looks around, but not here. Come, I have something I want to show you. Bliss has been in touch, Sleeper. Seraphin turns and looks over his shoulder as soon as you enter the cockpit. He is sitting in the pilot's seat, running diagnostics on the console. They say they're ready for the reboot. Did they say anything else? You know Bliss. Seraphin rolls his eyes a little. They worry. He turns fully in his seat. How are you feeling? Rough. Seraphin nods and doesn't answer. He seems to be thinking about something. I know the reboot needs to happen. Seraphin speaks, slowly, carefully. And I know the risks. I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time. He pauses. I don't want you to forget again. To lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit. Everything we've done. Neither do I. Seraphin nods silently, unsure what to add. I'm not trying to scare you. I just needed to say that. If the reboot doesn't go how we want, I'll miss you. I'll miss all this. I will too. If you remember. Seraphin laughs shakily at his own joke. Seraphin turns back to his pilot console. Whenever you're ready, we can go to Flicker Row, to Bliss. Seraphin pokes at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up first, I understand. I would too. Here. Seraphin tosses an object across the cockpit and you catch it out of the air. Take that with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open it and see a familiar metal disc. A coin. Its engraving rubbed away to little more than vague shapes and signs. Tala gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, all right? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. We've done enough running anyway. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run a hand along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. Is it really possible that you could forget all this, all these layers of memory and experience? Perhaps you can put it off a little longer, take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends. Or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You try to recall how it felt when you first awoke after Lane interrupted the first reboot. Even that is fading into a hazy memory told by an unreliable narrator. Maybe this is just the next step then, one of thousands that puts you here, and the first of the thousands that will take you onward. You come out of your thoughts still unsure, still unaware that the decision of when to take that step ultimately rests with you. Cadet leads you deep into the heart of Darkside, through quiet corridors and bustling streets on paths you didn't know existed. As you glide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind. Just when the situationship with Seraphin is going good, right? Things... Ooh. Yeehaw. As you glide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind, its possibilities multiplied by the routes that pass through it. Just through here. Cadet leads you across the covered bridge, the view on either side looking down caverns of lit units. This close to the center of Darkside, the air is warm, and the passages are quiet. Here. Cadet smiles. This is the place. She points at a low and wide entrance with storage racks inside. Next door is a smaller unit with a window looking out to the passage. It seems like a workshop, perhaps abandoned or never finished. It is dusty and dark. I've been keeping an eye on it. It's abandoned. She glides in and slaps a wall pad. Lights flicker on, illuminating a constellation of dust. She floats in the glittering specks. Looks promising? Cadet laughs. Okay, I know it's a wreck, but it's the start.
When we've been on Darkside, I've been coming out here. I just happened to cross it, but I knew when I found it, I wanted to start again, Sleeper. She knocks on the metal wall, and this is where I'm going to make that start. What we saw in Hexport, what's left of it, just confirmed it to me. We can't stop Senatstad as much as we can't stop the war. She runs a finger along the storage racks. What we have, the drive, we have what? The drive? Our suspicions? Senatstad is vast. How could we pin this to them even if we wanted to? She looks over at the workshop. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to start again. I want to work, to ride my bike and courier passages till I fall into my bed at the end of the day with nothing left. Cadet picks up an old, corroded tool from the racks. I want to build something here in spite of everything, in spite of the fact that they couldn't take it all away, because that's the point. To go on living without conceding, to go on building or trying to build something where we can find it. That's why I brought you here, to understand, so you'd know why I'm letting it all go. You're giving up? How much am I supposed to face, to take in? Cadet's eyes flash with anger. How many crises are enough to prove myself? I'm not giving up. I'm stepping away. Cadet meets your eye. I'm not ashamed. My old life is gone. Clearing my name on the far spindle doesn't matter. The Spindlejacks will have forgotten me. But this place? Cadet smiles. It doesn't know me at all. You know where the drive is, what it contains. You know what happened to Hexport. Cadet's eyes shine in the workshop's lights. Take it away from me. It's yours now. I can't carry this anymore. I will. She nods. Thank you. My travels are over. If you need to find me, I will be here. Cadet smiles. Thank you for all you've done. I hope you can understand why I need to do this. She turns and disappears deeper into the workshop. You cross the bridge again, Darkside glowing on all sides. You think of the drive, buried deep in some compartment within the Scatteryard's hub, filled with data worth destroying a station over. It is yours now. But you wonder as you cross back through the city, your mind racing. How can all this end well? Probably can't. Cadet is busy setting up her new courier service and trying to forget the path that brought her here. I want to pop over to the Helion Gate, do Junie's thing, and then go get rebooted. Junie? Oh, I need Solheim data. I see. Last time we did a coup on Darkside. We broke in, and our goal was sort of a two-pronged approach to disseminate information that Lane is working with Senatstad. We found a Senatstad ship. We took our brain ghost into the core of the station, which was a giant solar panel, to generate power. We plugged him in. Lane found us down there, tried to take control, and Overseer burned himself and the Lane to death. Thus freeing us from Lane, killing Lane, and also shattering Utsubo's hold on Darkside. And we're kind of rebuilding in the ashes of that. We need to get rebooted again because the shit Lane did to us is still causing the body to decay. Oh shit, I didn't know how much Solheim data I need. Well, let's get what we can. Yeah, he was a nasty little snake.
Okay, I just looked it up because I was curious. I need 6 Solheim data, so this is gonna take a bit. I'm not an interfacer. Yeah, we're all glad he's dead. He was a real piece of shit. I see. All right, we just need one more. And then enough fuel to get out. Wow, bad dice. That's unfortunate. Come on. Ooh, we're getting very stressed because fucking... Ugh. How annoying. Might as well use this to try to get rid of some of the stress. Might as well use this to try to get rid of some of the stress. Hey! Can I get... Okay, that'll do. Last Solheim data. Stray's doing good. I keep feeding it every once in a while. Might as well do that now. She's just hanging out. I need some fuel to get back. I think that's enough. Yeah. All right. Here's a whole bunch of Solheim data, Junie. Enjoy. Junie is thankful for the data.
I have everything prepared. Just give me a moment.
You have been waiting for what feels like a long time. Junie insists you can't help, so you find yourself floating in the baking heat of the HabPep mainframe while she taps away at her terminal. As you do, you can't help but shake the feeling of a presence nearby, one that reminds you are coming to understand as some remnant of Overseer. You don't know if Overseer was ever really a person, but now with their many selves combined and dispersed, their consciousness expanding to fill the vast space of the HabPep and its networks, they surely aren't even close to human anymore. You think of them as a ghost, but perhaps now they are better understood as something less mournful, as a system, a process, a thing. A thing becoming. The entire station is their body. You can't help but wonder how that feels.
And we are...
ready. Junie hits a key on her little terminal with percussive force.
It'll take a little while, but she'll be online in a few minutes.
She looks flushed with excitement. She?
Weren't you listening last time?
Junie squints at you.
Don't tell me you drifted off.
I was thinking about Overseer. Junie shakes her head.
Then you don't know.
She suddenly looks concerned. A voice screeches out of the terminals. It descends in pitch from a squeal to speaking. Then below the mainframe, a flickering projection appears, first as lines and then as solid light. Welcome, visitors. Warden flickers and warps.
I am the Warden. Please
The image jerks and freezes, then blinks out.
Shit.
Junie taps at her terminal.
Just need to reconfigure for the HabPep environment?
The warden? Seriously?
What?
Junie doesn't look up from the terminal.
I told you last time we need a way to process and understand this data. Warden is perfect.
This better not blow up in our faces.
It won't.
Junie glances over her shoulder.
I've taken precautions. She can't hurt us. The technician is right.
Warden's clipped voice echoes through the cavernous mainframe bay.
My protocol is operating under safe mode limitations.
Warden's blind eyes stare out over your head. Do not be concerned, Officer Dahl.
Sorry, I'll fix that. What about the archive? Warden is our archive. She can sort the data, act as an interface, answer queries from anyone who visits.
Junie smiles.
Come on, you have to admit that this is pretty cool.
You look at the statuesque figure of Warden, once at the heart of Solheim's intelligence-gathering operations across the belt. Could such a tool of corporate oversight ever be used for something good?
Look, watch this.
Junie turns to Warden.
Warden, provide the last known location of every Solheim vessel above Ryger class in the Starward Belt.
Immediately, Technician. Warden draws a circle with a pointed finger and it expands, filling with bright specks. At first hundreds, then thousands. A constellation of stars.
See?
Junie grins.
This is our future, built on the foundation of the past. These tools are ours now.
You look at the arc of specks, the points of light describing the shape of a long-dead corporation's power. This is incredible. Junie smiles.
It is. People need to know what this city, this system is built on. Warden can do that, expose that. It'll be up to us to reshape the ruins into something new. I knew when I saw her that I couldn't leave her there, alone in the dark. I've been in that dark pit and I won't condemn another human being to it. Another being to it.
Junie looks at the placid Warden.
Human or not, how we treat her is a test of our own values, of the world we project. Data is not a currency, it is not a commodity. It is the immaterial output of a system, a structure, a society.
Junie meets your eye.
This will be a place to uncover that system for ourselves.
She looks around at the chaotic trailing wires and the floating terminals.
Once I've cleared it up a bit.
She laughs. You and Junie spend a little longer in the mainframe, sorting cables and offering Warden casual queries. Not all of them return useful information, and Junie begins listing out the changes she will need to make. After a while, you both find yourself tiring, heads aching with all the fresh information you have crammed into them. So you close the core and descend back through the layers of the facility to Darkside's surface. As you do, you feel the history of each strata, the layers that make up this place and the belt beyond. Now, more than ever, it feels tangible to you, as if it contains not only the past, but the promise of the future as well. Hell yeah. Okay. My screen is telling me that it is about time for us to take our 3-minute ad break in the middle that we do to keep mid-roll or pre-roll ads off. So I'm gonna do that. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, and then we'll reboot ourselves and see if there's anything left after that of us or the game. See you in a few, y'all. How is everyone doing this afternoon? Hope things are going well. Hope everyone's having a good time. Oh, I gotta text back my mother. Yeah, Warden was kind of Joan of Arc coded, wasn't she? You can kind of see it on the vibes anyway. I'll miss this nice soft music. A real tired kinda Thursday, I feel like. I don't know. I'm having trouble focusing on fucking anything today. Real tired and how's it Thursday? Yeah. Fucking... It's... time sucks. Ooh, right. I got a package right before this that I didn't have time to crack open. Live unboxing of my fucking silly little drawfee U2s that finally got here. I've let them into my home. What a fun thing. Oh, good. Our ad break is done. Yeah. They also double as a stylus holder, which is really cool, I think, too. All right, y'all. Time to reboot. You need to be rebooted to have any chance of surviving, but the outcome is unclear. This step will mean big changes no matter what happens. You wait outside the shop where Bliss is set up and turn Seraphin's coin over in your hands. You are ready. I don't really care about that before thing. You turn Seraphin's coin over and over in your fingers as you stand in Flicker Row, crowds pushing past on their way to whatever future awaits them. Hey, Clown, thank for the lurk. Appreciate it. Happy Hades 2 1.0 day. Bisexuals' time is over. Now it's bisexuals' time. My favorite Hades meme. Your fingers glide over the worn metal as you imagine Seraphins have, Talas have, in moments of anticipation. Perhaps others before the coin came to be Talas have repeated the same ritual, the same nervous routine. But their fingers were human. Born, not made. This intrusive thought makes you slip the coin into a pocket quickly, as if it had delivered a shock. Oh, it's not snake hunting time, Myth. Snake's dead. We killed the snake at the end of last time. Overseer burned him to pieces. That snake's dead as hell. We are rebooting ourselves for the final time to stop the insane degradation to our body that Lane started us with. And I'm getting a very final feeling from this. I think this may be the end of our Citizen Sleeper situation. We're going in, getting rebooted. Bliss is making sure that all of Lane's bullshit malware gets off. Flint is coming to reboot with us as well, to get off of his dependency for stabilizer. And we are waiting outside, turning over Seraphin's lucky coin repeatedly in our hands. We went out, we helped Junie set up a huge database archive, piggybacking on all of Solheim's old shit, and making it seemingly pretty open source. And we are probably not going to finish the very last step of this, but we were helping Cadet find out what happened to Hexport, and we found out that it was Senatstadt. They blew it up, and Cadet was like, I don't want to fight the mega corporation by myself. That sounds awful and miserable. I want to just make a new life here. So she broke off to start another courier business and left us with the drive to decide what to do with it. But I decided to go get rebooted either first or instead, depending on whether or not the game ends. You hear a hiss, and the door of the shop slides open, revealing Ankita. You see her eyes scan the crowds almost defensively before she spots you there and nods in your direction. Stay silent. Ankita turns away and disappears into the lights of Flicker Row. You take a final moment and then will yourself inside, leaving the glimmering lights and shifting crowd behind. Bliss is perched at a console. They turn as you enter. Finally! They smile weakly. You were making me think you wouldn't show. I'm ready. I'm sure Seraphin told you, but everything is ready. Bliss gestures to 2 couches with straps, freshly built connectors, and a bundle of wires at one end. I hope it will be comfortable for you both. Where's Flint? Was just getting some air. Flint leans in the open doorway, watching you both. Their pale face looks even more drained of color than usual. Flint looks inside the shop and nods to you. Let's do this. They take a shaky breath. I'm ready. Flint and Bliss go silent, and the sound of the crowds outside filters gently into the room, mixing with the whine of the air cycler and the hum of the terminals. There's not much more to say. Bliss looks at you both. Okay. They pause. Let's begin. Bliss helps you and Flint onto your couches. You settle there and slide your arms and legs under the straps that will keep you in place. The connector with its thick bundle of wires waves above your head. It is hard not to feel exposed, lying here on your back, anticipating what is to come. It is even harder when the memory of waking up to this very same ceiling. You guys hear the sirens? I'm assuming my noise gate's good enough, but it's going wild outside. We live pretty close to a fire department. I'm suspecting that that's the case. Just like right down the street from the fire department, we get fire trucks blazing down all the time. It is hard. To the same ceiling with its bundles of wires, dangling tech, and scratched plating forces itself into your mind. You have been here before. Last time you woke up to fear and panic, woke up to a desperate escape and a shattered mind. A reboot interrupted. The thought sets you trembling. But then, staring up at the same ceiling, the trembling dissipates. After all, you are back here now. That means you survived this crisis, grew from it. You took the hit and bounced back, unbeaten. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I tune it out too. I just occasionally go like, oh huh, and then move on. I only noticed it because I'm actively streaming, so I'm like, boy, I wonder if that's getting picked up or not. All good there? Bliss's face floats into your vision. Nod. Bliss smiles. How about you, Flint? You turn to see Flint lying beside you, stiff and still. They manage a tight-lipped nod. Looking at Flint staring up at the ceiling like you were a moment ago, you feel a rush of sympathy. After all, they haven't faced this before like you have. They are stepping into a future they cannot see. You have been here before. Now you are just completing the journey. Now you are just completing the journey. I will reach out to Flint. You raise an arm, reaching across the gap between the couches, and your hand touches Flint. They do not look at you, but they grip your fingers in theirs tightly. Flint's fingers feel different to human fingers. The thick vinyl skin, the repair patches, the pressure of the metal skeleton beneath. You know this is what your touch feels like too. And that recognition is like a connection being made. You close your eyes and feel something flowing between the two of you, a solidarity so embodied that it reverberates within you.
I'm connecting you to the terminal.
Bliss's voice already feels distant, lost in the noise. You feel the cold click of the connector, the sense of flowing data.
I'll be here when you wake up.
In the dark, you feel restless. You shuffle your fingers, adjust your position against the couch. It takes you a moment to notice the sound has gone. The rumble of the crowds, the hum of the machine. The detail unsettles you, and so you search for reassurance. You think of Bliss's words.
I'll be here when you wake up.
You focus on them, on the possibility of waking up, of being somehow renewed. But what would that renewal look like to you? Your eyes blinking into the lights of Flicker Row, Bliss, Seraphin, and a renewed Flint beside you. But what then? Darkside. The station, yes, with its thronging thousands. Where else to be but the heart of the Starward Belt as it transforms? You put yourself in the city station, just outside this door perhaps, among the bright signs. Or higher, in one of the ramshackle towers that look down on the ceaseless flow of Darkside. The projects, the possibilities, make themselves known to you. The neon paths that curl and split and branch across the dark surface. You choose one. No. Hang on. You refuse the choice. Shift your thoughts. This is not your future. Let's see what travel looks like. A line stretching out on a screen. A vector leading you ever onwards. Why stop now? But how far does the line stretch? What does it encompass?
What do we want to do?
Do we stick with Seraphin? He's kind of stuck with us the whole time. Like, we've helped him, but he has had our back pretty much from go. I don't think Cadet and the Couriers. I'm torn between whether or not I want to pick somewhere else and just go elsewhere, or stick with Seraphin. Seraphin's been there for us. Yeah, you're right. Seraphin's had our back the whole time. Back to Darkside. Seraphin and a crew. Yes, the path that always bends back towards home, no matter how far it travels. The rig and a crew, some you know now and some yet to be met, pushing out into the belt with a hold full of supplies and a contract in your mind. An image, in the cockpit with Seraphin, looking out at the stars. An image multiplied many times with many moods and textures. But, at the heart of it, an unspoken link between you and your pilot, and a knowledge that Darkside will always be your home. My Expanse focus right now just associates crew with family, and that feels right. Yeah, it does for this one. I think it made sense for our first sleeper to kind of dissociate and go with the hive mind, because they didn't really have anyone. Like, they had connections, but like, Seraphin has been with us the whole time. Yeah, one of his friends fucked us, but whatever. That wasn't his fault. And I think that's where we should be. You'll fly until the drive runs dry and the hull plates flake off, and your bones become the scrap this place is built on. Then you feel it, the insistent pulling of a thread, the unraveling of your very self.
The reboot comes on slow, an icy seeping into your mind. Little pieces of you flake off in the flow, fading with distance. You hear a voice, Bliss's voice, so far away now. You reach for it, stretch your every sense towards its familiar warmth. Starting the reboot. It is a whisper in the wind, pulled away from you the moment it is spoken. See you on the other side. All of a sudden, you wish you could make it stop. The incessant entropy of time, the tumbling of rocks through space, getting further apart every cycle, disappearing into the vacuum ahead. The decay of cells, the degradation of code, the corrosion and rot and rust. You wish in this moment to freeze it all, so you might hang on to it, preserve the warmth, the light, the softness at the heart of things. This thought grips you, tears into you like fear. You feel the ice creeping in and know that everything will be lost, if not now, then mere moments away. But then you feel it. Impossibly. Seraphine's coin, worn smooth by worry, turning in your hand. Time has been pressed into that coin by hands, by fingers. It is a near infinite record of transient touches, each one shaping it in some small way. It is worn and worthless. It is bent and broken. And it is beautiful in all those things. And so you press your thumb against it, your crooked, calloused thumb, again and again, because you are a broken thing, and you have nothing left but that brokenness and the beauty that shines through it. And then, somewhere nearby, a button is pressed, and all at once, one thing ends, and something new begins.
Let's go! I like these games. I'm really looking forward to Pancakes tip me off to they're making another one that seems to be very spy focused, which fuck if that ain't my shit. Fuck if I don't want to be a weird spy. Oh man, another game I thought of to do potentially. Suzerain. I don't think that one's voiced. Can't remember though. I only played a little bit of it. Yeah, Bridge, I'll send you the link after this. Actually, I'll send you the link now. I don't know if this is by the same people or not. I think it was. Oh no, this is the game made from the husk of Zom. Still looks pretty cool. It's called Zero Parades. But it's not by this team. It's by the ghouls that cannibalized Zom from the inside out. It's not them because all of the Disco Elysium guys have left. Money ghouls carved that company apart. Shockingly, capitalism ruins everything. It's really the narrative lesson of every video game I've ever played. I don't know what they're doing next, actually. I should look up and see what it is. Well, that was a lovely little ending to the game. Yeah, I like what Myth said. Poetic. Very poetic. It literally is one of the lessons in Disco Elysium. It's such a weirdly nihilistic end to their everything. Okay. Well, we still have about half an hour to go. So, I'm going to switch over to the game that I had planned for next. If you stuck around to the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you want to help support me in making more of this, you can follow me on Twitch, where I stream these live. Like, comment, and subscribe. I suspect you all know how this works by now, but it really does help a lot. Thanks.